Group E finale coming up, Curacao versus Côte d'Ivoire. Oh, the ricochet's gone his way, and it's in!
Ivory Coast defeated Curacao 2-0 to advance from the World Cup knockout stage for the first time. A brace from former Arsenal star Nicolas Pepe helped the Elephants assert the strength of their young players, while also concluding a memorable journey in Curaçao's first appearance at the biggest football event on the planet. Ivory Coast officially made history by defeating Curaçao 2-0 in the final group stage match, thus securing their first ever World Cup knockout stage appearance. On a day when the attack shone, Nicolas Pepe became the hero with a brace, opening a new chapter for the country's football. For Curaçao, the fairy tale dream of their first World Cup ended. However, the Caribbean team still left the tournament with their heads held high after their courageous performances, especially the earlier draw against Ecuador. Knowing that a draw would have been enough to advance, Coach Emer's Faye still decided to field a highly attacking lineup. That decision quickly paid off, as Ivory Coast took just 6 minutes to open the scoring. From a ball recovery on the left wing, Yan Diomande delivered a perfect cross for Pepe to easily tap the ball into the net from close range, giving the African side the lead. The early goal forced Curaçao to abandon their familiar counter-attacking style. Coach Dick Advocaat's team began to push forward in search of an equalizer, but the solid Ivory Coast defense made it very difficult for them. While Curaçao tried to create opportunities, Ivory Coast continuously created dangerous counterattacks. Kessie, Diallo, and Diomande repeatedly troubled the opposing defense, but lacked the precision to extend their lead. After the break, Emer's Faye brought on midfielder Olai to increase control of the game. This adjustment helped Ivory Coast retain possession better and left Curaçao with almost no chance to create pressure. The turning point came in the 66th minute. From a precise through ball by Sangare, Pepe raced down the right wing before unleashing a powerful shot into the far corner, completing his brace and extinguishing Curaçao's hopes. The remainder of the match saw Ivory Coast deliberately slow down the pace. Coach Emer's Faye successively substituted key players like Pepe, Boni, Diomande, and Kessie to conserve their energy for the round of 16. The 2-0 victory not only secured Ivory Coast's first ever qualification for the World Cup knockout stage but also affirmed the potential of a new generation of young players expected to usher in a new era of success for the country's football. Meanwhile, Curaçao exited the tournament but still received much praise for their tenacious fighting spirit. With the foundation they demonstrated, the Caribbean representatives can look forward to future World Cups with even greater confidence. At the same time, the Ecuadorian national team caused a major upset in the final match of Group E at the 2026 World Cup by defeating Germany 2-1, thus officially securing their place in the knockout round as one of the best third-placed teams. Despite having already secured first place in the group, Germany started the match with great enthusiasm. In the second minute, Florian Wirtz assisted Leroy Sane, who neatly finished to open the scoring for Germany after just 109 seconds. However, this goal was controversial as Ecuador claimed Alexander Pavlovich had fouled Pedro Vite with a high kick in the preceding situation. It didn't take long for Ecuador to respond, bringing the game back to a tie in the 9th minute. Nilson Angulo unleashed a powerful shot from outside the penalty area, beating Manuel Neuer to equalize the score at 1-1. The equalizer boosted the confidence of the South American team, allowing them to maintain a tight defensive formation and continuously pressure the opponent's midfield. For the remainder of the first half, Germany controlled possession more but struggled against Ecuador's tenacious defense. The most notable opportunity came in the 25th minute from Kai Havertz. but his header was brilliantly saved by goalkeeper Hernan Galindez. The turning point of the match came at the beginning of the second half. In the 46th minute, Germany were awarded a penalty after a foul by Joel Ordonez, but after consulting VAR, referee Tori Penso decided to disallow the penalty. As the match progressed, Ecuador became increasingly dangerous. Ener Valencia missed a one-on-one opportunity in the 62nd minute, before Gonzalo Plata nearly scored in the 73rd minute. In the 77th minute, from a corner kick, Kevin Rodriguez headed the ball to Gonzalo Plata, who finished past Neuer to seal a 2-1 victory for Ecuador. In the final minutes, Germany pressed forward in search of an equalizer. But shots from Denise Undav and Pascal Gross were unsuccessful. Ultimately, Ecuador secured an impressive comeback win. This result did not affect Germany's top spot in Group E. While Ecuador now has 4 points after 3 matches and officially qualifies for the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup as one of the best third-placed teams.
Further down, of course, in the south.
Been so good at this World Cup.
In the final Group F match of the 2026 World Cup between Tunisia and the Netherlands, the Orange Tornado easily defeated their opponent 3-1, thus avoiding Brazil and will face Morocco in the round of 16. Entering the match against Tunisia, the Netherlands maintained the same lineup that had annihilated Sweden 5-1. And before the spectators had even settled into their seats, the Orange Tornado found the opening goal. In the 3rd minute, from a cross by Dumfries on the right wing, Tunisia's captain Skiri shot straight into his own net as if he were a striker. Just 4 minutes later, the lead was doubled for the Netherlands, with the scorer being striker Brobby, who had already scored a brace against Sweden. Leading by 2 goals so early, the Netherlands played comfortably as if in a training session. Tunisia had almost no chance to retaliate as they lacked possession. However, at the start of the second half, the African representatives unexpectedly pulled one back after a dangerous header from Mastori inside the penalty area. However, Tunisia's joy was short-lived as in the 62nd minute, the Netherlands restored their lead with a header from Van Heck. In the remaining time, Coach Koeman's team could have scored more goals but failed to capitalize. Ultimately, the Netherlands defeated Tunisia 3-1 to finish the group stage as Group F winners, thus avoiding Brazil and facing Morocco in the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup. Regarding the match between Japan and Sweden, the final group stage match of the 2026 World Cup ended in a 1-1 draw. Japan will face Brazil in the round of 16, while Sweden also secured their place as one of the best third-placed teams. Entering the match, both teams were very close to securing qualification but were determined to finish top of the group. Japan started more proactively with fast-paced passing combinations on both flanks, while Sweden opted for a more defensive approach, waiting for opportunities from counter-attacks. The first half was evenly matched, with both sides creating notable chances but failing to capitalize. The Swedish defense played focused to neutralize the Asian team's attacks, while Japan maintained a well-organized formation to limit their opponent's aerial prowess. After the break, the deadlock was broken when Japan scored the opening goal thanks to a sharp attacking move. In the 56th minute, Ritsu Done's pass tore through the Swedish defense, putting Maeda in a favorable position to face the Swedish goalkeeper. Maeda made no mistake, finishing accurately to open the scoring. The advantage gave the Japanese team more confidence. But Sweden didn't take long to respond. The Nordic side increased the pressure and found the equalizer in the 62nd minute. Alenka dribbled from the right wing before unleashing a beautiful curling shot that beat goalkeeper Zion Suzuki. The remaining time saw efforts from both teams to find the winning goal. Japan remained faithful to their ball possession style and quick passing combinations in the midfield, while Sweden made the most of set pieces and their trademark long balls. However, neither side's strikers could once again overcome the opposing defense. The final whistle blew, ending in a 1-1 draw. This result allowed Japan to finish second in Group F and face Brazil in the round of 16. Meanwhile, Sweden also achieved their goal of qualifying for the knockout round as one of the best third-placed teams.
Señores, se vendrá la primera parte. Esta es la imagen que quiero ver de los jugadores antes de salir al terreno de juego. Carter que metió el centro al segundo palo.
In the final group stage match of the 2026 World Cup between Turkey and the USA, coach Vincenzo Montella's team brilliantly defeated the co-hosts. This was considered a meaningful farewell gift for Turkey in this tournament. After 2 consecutive victories against Paraguay and Australia, the US team had achieved their first goal of qualifying for the round of 32. However, the host nation's ambitions didn't stop there, as they had the opportunity to set a new record with 3 consecutive wins at a World Cup, something unprecedented in the history of the US national team. Against already eliminated Turkey, the US confidently fielded a B team. Despite this, the US started enthusiastically. In the 3rd minute, the home team took the lead after Trusty scored from an effective corner kick assisted by Berhalter. However, Turkey played with nothing to lose, and the European side played very well, spearheaded by their playmaker Arda Güler. In the 10th minute, Güler unleashed a decisive and dangerous shot, beating goalkeeper Turner from close range to make it 1-1 for Turkey. In the 31st minute, Orkun Kokasiu penetrated the US penalty area and executed a precise one-touch finish, giving Turkey a 2-1 lead. At the start of the second half, the US pressed forward and equalized. Specifically, in the 49th minute, Sebastian Berhalter unleashed a powerful long-range shot that left goalkeeper Çakır helpless. After that, both teams played an attacking game. The US even took the lead after bringing Pulisic on, but the 3rd goal eluded the home team. Just when it seemed the match would end in a draw in the 90+8th minute, Ayhan accurately tapped the ball into the net from close range to seal a 3-2 victory for Turkey. The match between Paraguay and Australia ended goalless. With this result, Australia advances as the 2nd-placed team in Group D, while Paraguay still has to wait, both with 3 points after 2 matches. Paraguay and Australia entered the direct confrontation with high determination to compete for 2nd place. The advantage temporarily leaned towards Australia due to a higher goal difference than Paraguay. Throughout the first half, Australia was the more dynamic team, even creating many clear-cut scoring opportunities. However, the Australian strikers lacked the sharpness to convert those opportunities into goals. Alongside the excellent performance of Paraguay's goalkeeper Orlando Gil, another notable highlight was the aggressive tackles from players of both teams instead of beautiful passing sequences or attempts to score. Therefore, the first half ended in a 0-0 draw. In the second half, the coaching staffs of Paraguay and Australia made several personnel and tactical adjustments in an attempt to break the deadlock. However, both teams only managed to create opportunities. With the 0-0 draw, Australia officially finished their Group D campaign in 2nd place, 4 points from 3 matches, and secured their place in the 2026 World Cup. Paraguay finished 3rd, also with 4 points but with a worse goal difference than Australia, and will therefore have to wait for the spot reserved for the best 3rd-placed team.
Hello everyone, it's nice to meet you again with the Disney Artist channel. In today's video it will be the character Dipstick from 101 Dalmatians. Dipstick is one of Pongo and Perdita's puppies in the 101 Dalmatians franchise. He was one of the original 15 puppies in the live-action 101 Dalmatians movie. A recurring character in 101 Dalmatians, the series, and one of the main characters in 102 Dalmatians as a fully grown dog. In the live-action adaptation, Dipstick is one of the original 15 puppies of Pongo and Perdita, along with Lucky, Jewel, Fidget, Two-Tone, Whizzer, and many other pups. His name comes from his tail being half white and half black, resembling a dipstick. One night, he is kidnapped by Jasper and Horace along with his other siblings, and they are taken to Deville Manor to be killed and made into Cruella's Dalmatian fur coat. When he is trapped inside, he meets 84 other Dalmatian puppies, also to be made into said coat. Kipper, an Airedale Terrier, rescues them and reunites them with their parents. After that, he and the other puppies hatch a plan to outwit Cruella. In a barn, Dipstick is hiding in a pile of hay when Cruella spots him. Cruella tries to impale him with a pitchfork, but he uses his hiding ability to keep her from doing so, much to her frustration. At the end of the film, Dipstick and his family live in the former Deville mansion, now the Dalmatian plantation. In the tie-in book Meet the Puppies, It seems to claim that Dipstick has a similar behavior to Rolly, revealing that he loves to eat and usually asks for kibble or treats. One image even shows him asking Jewel if she would let him have some of her kibble. In 101 Dalmatians, the series, Dipstick is a minor character and one of the members of Mooch's gang. Along with Whizzer and, for a little while, Two-Tone. In the series, he is somewhat dim-witted and is often dragged into Mooch's plans without a say in the matter. Dipstick is also notable for having a flea problem. According to the series Bible, it's not because Dipstick is a bad pup, but rather due to the fact Mooch is the only one who actually puts up with him. The series Bible also states that Dipstick will constantly bicker with Whizzer about silly and pointless things, as well as describing him having a laugh like a gaggle of geese pushed through a paper shredder. He seems to have a very complacent attitude and will do whatever Mooch does or wants him to do, and doesn't seem to mind, even being hung from a clothespin and shaken like a leaf as evidenced in the series episode, Love 'Em and Flee 'Em. He is often seen laughing at Mooch's jokes at the cruel expense of someone else and loves playing practical jokes on others. He also loves junk food, often aiding Mooch and Whizzer in stealing from the pantry in order to obtain it. However, he doesn't appear to like getting in trouble, as seen in the episode 12 Angry Pups. When Spot quizzed him on who he'd been with and what he'd been doing, he broke down in noisy tears, most likely afraid he was going to get in big trouble. He also exhibits a gullible and naive streak as evidenced in Walk on the Wild Side. Here, he was unable to recognize Swamp Rat or Rolly in disguise when it was clearly obvious. In some other episodes, he is seen happily playing with Lucky and company without the presence of Mooch, implying that Dipstick himself has no problem with Lucky and his friends, but tends to be a bully to them when under the influence of Mooch. In 102 Dalmatians, Dipstick is seen to have become an adult, moved off the Dalmatian plantation for reasons unspecified, and now lives with a woman named Chloe Simon in a flat in London. He has a mate named Dottie and 3 puppies of his own, Oddball, Domino, and Little Dipper, who resembles him the most in looks. In this live-action sequel, he again undergoes a drastic change in personality. Unlike his TV series persona, he appears to be quite intelligent and is very protective of his family and pups, whom he cares about deeply. Around the time Dipstick had become a father, Cruella was released from prison. When Chloe learns about being Cruella's probation officer, she at first refuses but changes her mind when Dipstick shows that he still remembers her. This is later evidenced when Dipstick meets Cruella again at Chloe's office with his puppies and begins to bark at her to stay away from his puppies, remembering what she had almost done to him when he was a puppy. It's that horrid Cruella de Vil up to her old tricks. I just know it. Dipstick, after hearing the news of the puppies being dognapped, Dipstick makes a minor role in a cutscene at the beginning of the game with his mate Dottie. After discovering his puppies are missing, all but 2, he correctly assumes that Cruella is behind it. He and Dottie set off to rescue the pups and tell Domino and Oddball not to wander off. However, the 2 pups ignore this and go off to help as well. He and Dottie are later seen to have been captured by Lapelt and are later rescued when Domino and Oddball defeat Cruella. In 102 Dalmatians, the dog who played Dipstick in the film was named Freckles, which is the name of one of the puppies from the first film. In the live-action films and TV series, he has a blue collar, but in 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, he has a red collar with half black, half white ears. He is the only Dalmatian in the franchise with a tail that was part white and part black, resembling a dipstick. First is to draw the white body of the Dalmatians, then make the black pattern and draw 4 legs for Dipstick. Next is to wear an blue collar, then draw the tail for Dipstick. Finally make the face and then draw 2 ears for Dipstick. So the character Dipstick from 101 Dalmatians has been completed. Now, if you like this video tutorial, please remember hit the like and subscribe button to receive the new notify. At the same time, please download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many peoples of the world. Okay, we'll see you again tomorrow, so thanks for watching and goodbye everyone.